Hello, everybody, and this is a wonderful edition of Coach's Corner. Well, we hope you all had a happy Thanksgiving. Anthony Hartwig, Ty Bartell here with you with a Badger basketball preview from Josh Upshire, the head coach of the Badgers boys basketball team. Coach, thank you so much for taking the time to join us today.
Thank you for having me.
Coach, as like we like to do with most of our teams, this one's going to be a little bit extra special because Badger, of course, joining the YSN network coverage too. So, give us a sort of a meet the team segment to everybody who hasn't had a chance to get to meet this Badger boys program without any experience years prior. Give us a chance now to meet these Badger boys.
So the funny thing is, a lot of times when coaches walk into the gym, it's the first time they see us. The first thing they always do is they come up and say, "Man, coach, you guys are real big," because we do have 6'4", 6'4", 6'5" in our front court. So we are pretty big. We do have some experience coming back from last year. We have 4 starters coming back from last year's group. We have Jack Lindeck, who led us last year in scoring. He's back. We have Brad Hamilton coming back, who is our returning point guard. We do have two of our 6'4" posts coming back, and one in Jeff Logan, who's really big underneath. Then we have another one in Carter Burnett coming back. Carter, had a couple games last year where he had 22 rebounds last year for us. So, other than that, we have some inexperience after that. We do have some kids who played last year for us sparingly. But other than those first 4, we do have some inexperience behind them. We're looking for some guys to step up this year. We want to kind of push the tempo a little bit. I know that's a big thing in basketball now, is pushing the tempo. We're looking to do that a little bit. We want to build upon our defense that we had last year. So we have, we're excited for the season to start on Tuesday, and it's already here.
Yeah, and it does start on Tuesday. You guys will host East Palestine. And with that, I just want to take the time to let you preview the whole schedule as a whole, your conference slate, your non-conference slate, and how much you think it'll prepare you for the end of the season come tournament time.
Yeah, we built some games in there that we don't usually have. We have East Palestine the first game of the season. This will be the first time we've ever had East Palestine. Then game 2, we have Camel, which we usually play Camel every year. I've heard that they're really, really good this year. So we have them on next Friday. And then other non-conference games, we have Josh Scott in the Heartland Christian boys basketball team. We're excited to play them. We have them twice this year. I always love playing Josh. It's always a good battle between us. So we have them in non-conference. We also have Champion in non-conference this year. It's another opponent we've had in the last couple years. We've played them, and then our conference schedule is pretty difficult as well. I know the NAC people usually think that the NAC is not really a tough conference, but our conference this year, at the top, it's pretty heavy with Bristol. They won the district championship last year. Matthews, who played Bristol in the district championship, we have them as well. And then Wyndham is another team that, a lot of people don't know much about. They just joined YSN during the football season, but they have a lot of good athletes that can play and shoot the ball. And just a couple years ago, they made a state record on us. They made 23 threes on us, I believe it was. So they have some talent there. And then also Pymatuning Valley, who's the biggest school in our conference, and they're always big and physical and a challenge for us just because of their size and speed and athleticism. Then we have Maplewood, who's a young basketball team that Coach Urchek over there does a good job of coaching those kids up, and we always have close games with them. Probably people would call them our biggest rival. And then we have our other league games are Chalker. I know they have a new coach, so I don't know, a lot about what they're going to do, but they have some returning talent that's pretty good. We have Fairport Harbor, who lost a lot of kids last year, but they have a few kids coming back that are pretty good. We have Lordstown, who I know they lost a bunch of kids, but I heard they got a few pieces in this year from Austintown, I believe I heard. So people have said they're going to be pretty good this year, and I know Coach Force does a good job over there. And then that's the pretty much our schedule. So we're hoping for that to get us ready to be ready for game 23. The first 22 games are we try to build for that game 23. That's the one that matters to us. We use the first 22 as to get us ready for the postseason and make a nice run.
You mentioned Coach Scott, and we've had the pleasure of having him on the show and talking with him. And I just have to say, he has a great culture and a great thing that he's doing over there with Heartland Christian. Talking a little bit about Badger now and the culture over there with the Braves. What, at the end of the day, does Coach Upshire hope it means to these boys to be a Brave?
For us, it's just making sure that we're giving our best every day, and at the end of the day, like I tell them that it's more than basketball. I'm trying to teach them that we got to compete at anything that it is that we do. We have to compete. When we go for a job. I know a lot of our kids, some want to be engineers, some want to be doctors. I'm just teaching them to compete at everything they do. At the end of the day, if you've competed and you gave your all, then that's all I'm going to ask for you, because like I said, when they graduate and go in the job force, no matter what it is they're going to do, they have to compete for what they do. So that's the culture I'm trying to build here, is just competing every day and try and get better from day one to the day they graduate.
Coach, we're going to be new to the Badger community, and being able to see how well you guys get supported by the people up in Badger. Give everyone in YSN Nation kind of a preview of how well the community supports you guys and how excited you are to get back to an open capacity gym where you're able to feel the support of everyone that does come out for games.
Yeah. So it was interesting. We just had our first middle school game last Monday. We had our first middle school basketball game for the boys, and we weren't expecting very many people to be here. But our seats were pretty full. People were excited to be out and be back in the gym. So the Badger community is one that when things are going well, they're going to be behind you and supporting you. For instance, the year we made the district run in 19, we played Bristol in the district finals, and they were 3 or 4 deep on the baseline watching our game, and every night the seats were packed. So as long as we go out and we compete every night, fans are going to fill the stands and appreciate what we do. And we do have some school games. We don't have one this year, but we have in the past, and I've watched those a couple of times. And the atmosphere in there is amazing in our gym, and just the support of the student body, in the fans and the parents, and it's been amazing. Like I said, we're just trying to build a culture here that everybody enjoys, and they want to come watch us, and we just want to compete and work as hard as we can.
Looking at this, obviously, like you said, Coach, by the time of game 1 to game 23, this team's probably going to look a lot different. Yeah. In that span, though, and in the group of guys that you've seen and what they've improved on, hint on some things that you really like on points of growth over the summer, and some things you also hope they improve on before, like you said, game 23.
Yeah. I'm the type of coach that loves to change things up defensively throughout, depending on who we play. I'm not much of a zone coach, but I will play zone if it presents itself. So I want my guys to be cerebral, to be able to change things up even mid-game. We've had some games in the past where we go in at halftime and we change some things up defensively to make it more difficult for the opposing team. And sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But I mean, throughout the summer, we didn't have much participation. We only had 11 guys over the summer throughout. We did a couple different things. We went to Mountain Union for a shootout. We had some summer league games here. But we had some pieces that worked pretty hard, and we're looking for that to pay off. Jack Lindeck had a tremendous offseason. we had to play Buckdale down at Mount Union, and he had a great game. I think he had probably 15, 20 points in that game. So that was, we have to be prepared for teams to take him out. Especially maybe not the first time around in the league, but eventually they're going to take him out, and we're going to need some other guys to step up. And we expect Brad Hamilton, who will be our third year starting point guard for us. We expect him to step up and continue to do the things that he's done last year and continue to do it this year. We'll expect Carter Burnett to continue to rebound, and he's going to have to pick up the scoring a little bit. We struggled last year when one of the teams against us went a triangle and two and took our top two out, and we're going to need those other guys to step up and continue to improve and be able to score when they take our top two options away.
Coach, every team has a unique kind of personality to their squad, something that makes them very unique to other teams. How would you describe this team's personality and what it's like kind of be with them every day and be able to coach them?
So with this team, not that it's a bad thing, but my team is really, really nice. My team is, we're the type of team where if we knock a guy down, we're helping him up. So, I'm trying to get them to at least let the play finish before we help somebody up, But this team, I love being around these guys. I tell them every day, they're like my sons, but at the end of the day, I love these kids, and I love the way that their work ethic and the way they get after it. I know I yell and scream and things like that at them, but at the end of the day, I love these kids. They get after it. Super nice. Like I said, sometimes I like them to be a little tougher, but you can't replace the things these kids do. The community loves these guys. So, if I could say one thing, these kids are these young men are a little too nice at times. So we'd like to pick that up a little bit.
Everyone in that community over in Kinsman, Ohio is going to support you guys heavily throughout the season. But if there's anybody, now that they're getting introduced to your program, and there's obviously some excitement with some height, and you hear that a team's pushing tempo, but what's kind of the sales pitch for anybody who's thinking about coming out to a Badger Boys game this year to come out and check you guys out?
The excitement. We bring energy. I know I bring energy at the end of every game. I feel like I just played 32 minutes. There aren't many games where I'm sitting down on the bench. I'm usually up, getting after it a little bit. Sometimes I feel like I'm out there playing defense with them as well. Just the energy we bring. We try to bring that energy every time we're on the floor. Every minute we're on the floor, we try to bring that energy. Trying to make it fun basketball. Like I said, we're trying to do some things different than we have in the past. I like to watch. I'm a student of the game. I love to watch basketball, whether it's college. I don't typically watch much NBA, but I do watch certain coaches and what they do in the NBA and the things that they do well. And I try to gear towards what we have and how that can be implemented into what we do. So, we're going to try and get the ball up 60 times a game. 20, 25 threes a game, as crazy as that sounds. We're trying to get it up, and with our length, try and get the rebounds if we're not making it that night. And basketball seems to be a lot funner when you're pushing the tempo and you're scoring a lot more and the game's up and down, then you're coming down, holding the ball for minutes at a time. So people come watch our game, you're going to see up tempo and sometimes maybe a few dunks here and there, but we should be interesting to watch for sure.
You sold me on dunks. As soon as I heard dunks, I said, okay.
We had the Carter Burnett kid had about 15 of them last year. So,
and Coach, we know that although the head coaches get the spotlight, they get the post-game interviews, they get everything like that, they can't do it without an amazing staff behind them. And I want to give you the chance to highlight your basketball staff and the people that kind of make this Badger program what it is.
Yeah. My coaching staff's amazing. I've said that from day one, that I have one of the top coaching staffs in the area. I feel like, we have Pat Carney, who's also our athletic director. He's my JV coach. Pat does a good job with our offense. I kind of call him the offensive coordinator. He does a good job of watching film and seeing what would work for us and breaking things down. We have Dusty Carr, who was our freshman coach the last couple of years. He's actually moved down to the middle school level, but he does a great job with our defense and putting things in there. I'm very appreciative for Dusty. He was a girls varsity basketball coach for several years here. He's come over to our side and done a tremendous job on the defensive side of the ball. We actually added a new coach this year. Some people may know him. Some people may not. He was the Lordstown girls coach for a long time, Dave Smith. Coach Sarah Cash at Lordstown was at JFK the last couple of years. We brought him over to our side. So he's helping at our middle school level. And even our youth coaches, like I got to give a shout out to them. Our youth coaches are huge in what we do. And, I brought my dad and my uncle on board this year to help us out. And, they've been behind me since day one. So I wanted to give them an opportunity to be able to coach at the youth level. So, they're going to coach my son actually this year. I have a couple of former alumni helping coach our youth level. I always tell our alumni, we'd love to have you come back and coach for us if you ever want to. So a couple of them have asked to come back and coach this year. So Nick Senefani and Jacob Miller have come on board to help coach as well. And then, we have Corey Arnold, who was a former alumni here, and Bill Pallett, his son, is helping as well, or is playing as well. So, I got to give kudos to my youth coaches as well, because without my youth coaches, it would, that's where everything starts. And, everybody usually just sees the high school level, but they don't understand that youth is where it all starts. So, I have to give a shout out to my youth guys as well.
Coach, thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to join us for this pre-recorded interview. We'll be glad to have this one premiere on Running Point. And for anybody interested, you could catch the Badger Boys premiering their first time ever on YSN Live on Tuesday, November 30th. Matt Morrison will have the call as they open up the season with East Palestine. Coach, thank you again so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me, guys.